Hey guys, welcome to devops school. In this video tutorial, we are going to learn about Docker. It helps us to create, deploy and run applications by using containers. After going through this tutorial, I promise you that the concept and understanding of the Docker will be absolutely clear to you.
But before that, let me ask you a few things. Are you dreaming of a career with higher pay and more responsibilities? Or are you ready to take your skills to the next level this year? Then start investing in devops school certification level courses which will help you to emerge skills for a wide range of entry level roles and as well as higher potential future positions. But with thousands of courses online and in classroom worldwide, finding the right one for your career goals can be difficult. You can consider our courses like Agile Developer, Agile QA, DevOps Certified Professionals, Site Reliability Engineering, DevSecOps, and Masters in DevOps Engineering, where you will have access to well-structured, easy-to-follow course content that has been developed and will be delivered by industry professionals. You can join on our training programs globally through online platforms, and if you are looking for classroom workshops, then we have regular sessions available in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi NCR, Mumbai and in Pune. Simply compare our many courses, find the one that suits your style and schedule best and start today.
Question is, we have worked with the containers and we could create start stops and rest of the things we could do with the containers. And I'm sure you might have got the idea about what is the difference between stop versus kill and pause versus unpause. That was assignment. Now the question is how to consume container, how to access container. Let's say you create some VM. So why you create a VM? You want to access, okay? You want to access that VM. So same way, when you create a container from some images, you want to access it, right? So now there's two questions here. How can I get inside a container? Okay, how can I get inside a container? That's the first question. Something similar, you can say, how can I get inside a VM? Like you just now you did it, right? Using the putty username and password, you got inside the VM. But in the container, it's a different way. And second thing, how can I access applications running from outside, web-based application, let's say. So IP address, of course, you will be able to access through that, right? So these are the two things which we have in this topic, how to access container. But before that, I would like to tell you one more thing, and that one is importance of PID1. What is the importance of PID1? Let me tell you guys, here is a very simple rule. PID1, okay? So what is the PID1? So PID1, so your physical server, I'm talking about the Linux, okay? Physical server is running as long as, very simple statement, PID1 is running. Very simple statement. Physical server is running as long as PID1 is running. Your virtual server is running, okay? Virtual server is running, same statement, as long as PID1 is running. So here, container is running as long as PID1. Very simple statement. So when you see the container is running, that means the PID1 is running. If PID1 is not running, container gets exited. If virtual machine's PID1 is not running, virtual machine gets shut down. Physical servers is not running, PID1 is not running, physical machine gets shut down. It's like this. Now, another statement I would like to make it here. Here, PID1 is systemd. Let me show you here. That's the kernel systemd. So this is a virtual machine, right? So something similar you have also virtual machines where you are running the Docker. So see here, systemd. Okay, see here, this is the PID1. Look at this here. This is the PID1. Okay, so your system is running because of this. Okay, so systemd, PID1 is systemd. In the virtual machine, your PID1 is systemd. But in the container, PID1 can be anything, any executable, not only systemd. I said any executables. Okay, so you want to see that here. Look at this here. Docker ps, clear the screen. Docker ps, see here. This is the container and this is the PID1 process. Okay, use the bintini. Okay, bintini. So this is from the Jenkins. Okay, so here this is the bintini and here the PID1. Now, how do I know this is the PID1? So let me show you. Here I said one thing. Here I said and the thing which I said is container is a user space with their own network namespace, PID and MNT, right? So can we just have a little bit of time we spend on this to prove these points? Let me show you first. Let me show you the PID table inside that. See here, this is my PID table ps-ef of virtual machines. You see here, everything starts from the 0. Look at this, 0, then 1, and followed by rest of the process. This is called PID table, right? PID map. Now, none of this PID is duplicated. That means any of these processes you see, you won't see the PID is same, remain same. Why? Because the virtual machines also get one PID network, one PID namespace. Now, I would like to show you, this is a container running, see here. 2 containers running, okay? I want to show you the PID table of inside a container. How can I see? Docker execute, which container? This container. And what do you want to do? ps-ef. That means this command which I was running in the physical virtual machine, I'm running inside a container. Okay, and you see here. See, inside the container itself, this is start with 0, then 1, 6, followed by. So this is so each container will get their own PID table. That's what I've been telling you all the time. See here, this is another container. See, they got their own PID table. Now, what is the PID1? I said here PID1 is the bintini. Okay, in the system you had, in the virtual machine you had a system D which I had shown you. That's the reason I said here PID1 can be any executables as long as this executable is running, container is running. Simple statement. Now, how to define this PID1 and how to make it running, that's a different question. That's the question which will be asked by the developer. We will learn tomorrow. But this is the importance of PID. Now, I also said each container will get a one network namespaces. So let me prove it. Docker ps, Docker inspect, which I have shown you already. And when you see the container ID, see here, this is the network. See IP address. Okay, so each container gets a one network defined and network namespaces. Because of that, each container is accessible from outside. Because of that. So now, if you want to access the container, you have to use the container IP address. And this is what network, this is what PID. Now let me show you, each container gets their own mount. When I say own mount means, each container will have their own C drive, or each container will have their own OPT. How can it be possible? Let me show you here. There's a 2 containers, right? See here. There's one container, Docker execute inside this container. What I want to show you. See df-kf. If I change the container, mapping is same because the image, both the container is come from the same image. So see here, but both the mounts systems are different. So what I'm doing right now, there's one location var Jenkins home. So let me show you here, Docker ps, Docker exec container ID and ls. Okay, container ID is this one. Okay, so what I'm doing, Docker executing inside this container. What command I'm executing? ls var. See here. This is a file I'm going to create in this container. There's one file which I'm going to create, rajesh.txt or devops or something like that. So let me do that. So how can I create a file? So touch. See here. devops.devogschool.txt. See, I created one file, dummy file, just to see that. See here, this file is here, right? Can I change the container and see that? Do we have that file in that another container also? So ELEK, I'll change the container ID and we'll do the ls. See here, devogschool.txt is not there. So see, look at this, the difference here. both the containers has come from the same image, but each container has got a different mount, and because of that, this is different. That's what I've been telling you in this image. Each container will get their own mount, and because of that, they will be having their own file system. So let's say Apache, because of that unique, this Apache can run 80 port because they have got their own network. This PID can be 50 because because of their own PID namespaces. This mount can be, files can be different because they are storing in their own mounts. So each container has got a separate one. Okay, are you understanding these commands now? Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So here now these are the commands which I run. Okay. These are the commands which I run in order to see that. So let me copy paste actually. Okay. So you can also
Rajesh, can you present in here? Rajesh?
Yeah.
So what are the commands we are running? So couple of commands is we need to run that Docker space CS. Can we do those commands?
Sir, your voice is breaking. You are asking.
Yes, Rajesh. So suppose we are create Jenkins, and after the create Jenkins, we need to give the command Docker space CS to execute the command.
Okay. Anyone could hear his question? Can you please repeat me? What is his question?
Rajesh, can you able to hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, but your voice is breaking. I don't know whether it's for me or for you.
Yes, also speaking. Can you type the question in the chat?
Yeah, can you please type it?
Yes,
to be better for me.
Rajesh, one more question. You added a file in a file system, right? After that, if you stop and restart, right, the file will be missed or it will be updated in the.
No, the file will be there. Let me tell you here. Let's say VM, you stop and start. Do you think the VM files will get disappeared? No. The file will be there. As long as the container is there, files will be there, for sure.
Container, we stopped it, right? So that's what my question.
So you stop the container, but the file system is still there, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So he's asking, Suryaman is asking for execute a command like docker create Jenkins. So here docker create Jenkins will create one container from the image called Jenkins. After this command, do we need to give docker ps? Sir, that is what I've been telling you. That's I think we did the lab already, right? Here sometime. So you might have seen me doing it actually. PS command will give you the running containers. Docker create will create a new container from the image called Jenkins. So it's not about what to give after that. You have to, if you want to know running container, docker ps. If you want to create a new container, docker create and image. Is that answer your question? Is it required to execute each command? Do we need to give docker ps? Sir, you are asking me, is it required? I said, do you need it? Do you want to know the running container? Then yes, you have to run the command docker ps. If you don't want to know running container, then you don't want to run this command. It's completely conditional question. Means it's required. If you need it, you can run it. Docker ps command will give you the running container. Create will create a new container. It's not required. None of these commands is required. Depends on your requirement. Got it? Okay. So guys, let's move on. So this is something we were trying to do that. Okay. So now the question still remains same. Like how can we access the container? So guys, there's two ways to access the container. There's one method which we have given, exec method, and another method which is given, attach method. Okay. So now, what is the exec method? So exec command which I've been using in this demo. I have run it actually. So here exec means this would execute an executable inside a container. Very simple. Inside a container. Simple. Let me prove this statement. Okay, so guys, there's two containers. See here. There's one container. This is the second container. So can I use this Docker exec this container, and what do you want to exec? So you want to exec ls. You want to ls ps. You want to run any commands inside a container, and if that executable is available, it will execute. Simple. Now, let's say this executable is not available. So you'll get this error because DDDD is not an executable which is set inside a container. So yes, you need to have that executable inside a container. So executable exec command which will execute that commands inside a container. Again, please read one more time. This would execute an executable inside a container. Okay. Now, so the question was not like how to execute executable inside a container. Question was how can I get inside a container? So guys, with exec and IT option, interactive options, okay, and with exec and IT option, you can, and bin bash, you can go inside a container. This is the second statement. So if exec, you have to use IT and bin bash, you can go inside a container. The logic is very simple, guys. When you connect with a system, let's say Linux physical machine or virtual machine, whatever it is, how do you send your commands to system? How do you interact with the system? How do you interact with the system? Tell me. How do you do -IT? IT means interact with the system. Anyone? Guys, are you there? Hello?
Yeah. Yes, Rajesh.
How do you interact with the system? No. I said system means when I say Linux boxes, physical server, virtual server, how do you interact with this? So you are a human being, guys, right? So you are a human being, you connect using shell. You need a C shell, Bourne shell, bash shell, corn shell. So all this shell you need, PowerShell for Windows. So you interact with the system through the shell. So here same thing is their thing. You can interact with a container. You can go inside a container if you can interact with a bin bash in an interactive way. So how can you execute? How can you execute a bin bash? Because bin bash is one executable. Using exec command, very simple. Because using exec command, you can execute an executable inside a container. So if you want to go inside a container, you can execute bin bash in interactive mode. So you can go inside a container. So can I do that? Here instead of bin bash, it can be bin sh, bin ksh also. There's no problem. But bin bash we use it a lot. That's one of the favorite we do that. So guys, let me do that from here. Docker ps. This is the two commands I want to go inside. Look at this prompt. Okay, I am going inside this container. So Docker execute -IT container and bin bash. Okay. See, where are you right now? Where are you right now?
Inside container.
Yes, you are inside a container. Something similar, you can go inside a VM. So right now you are inside a container. Simple. This is the container running with the Jenkins user. This is the container ID, and do whatever you want. ls, ps. This executable is not there, so command not found. You are inside a container. How can I come out of this? Bin bash. How can you exit bin bash? Exit command. That's all. I got out of the container. You want to go inside a container? Exit out of the container. Sorry. Exit. Exit. I am typing because it's dark here in this room right now. So yeah. So exit. So guys, did you understand that how can you use exec command to go inside a container also? But exec command is very powerful. You can execute any executable inside a container through this. And the demo which I showed you. Are you comfortable now?
Yes.
Okay, great. So now, guys, this command, I am typing it here, so you will remember this. Okay. Now, what is attach? Guys, attach means, see, what you are right now. Let me tell you here what you are. So let me find out what I am. So guys, I am bash. See here. This is what you are with this access, sudo access. Okay. So I am right now bash. So do you want to become container? When I said do you want to become a container, that means PID1. So here, if I see the PID1, let me check the PID1 of here. Clear the screen. Docker PS PID1. I want to see which is the PID. So Docker exec container ID PS-EF. See what is the PID1 here? PID1 is Binitini. So what is the attach command will do? It get attached to a session of PID1. And what is the PID1 here? PID1 is Bintini. So Bintini. So when you do the attach, see here, Docker. Look at it very carefully, guys. Docker attach. I am doing attach. Okay. And then container ID. And you see, where are you right now? Any idea?
No.
Where are you right now? See, where are you? Any idea? Where are you?
Jenkins shell?
No, not Jenkins shell. Understand, sir? Attach command, it gets attached to a session of PID1. What is the PID1? Bintini. So basically, you are on the console of the Bintini, and Bintini is not a shell, so who will understand your command? Only shell will understand your command. So Bintini is one of the executable to run some of the shell scripting in the background. So they are not understanding any commands, but Bintini understand one command, Control C. So Control C, what will happen? You know, Control C. See, this container is running. B3 BC is running. So I got inside this, and I got inside the Bintini, and Control C will kill the Bintini. Understand that? Again, Control C will kill the Bintini, and Bintini, unfortunately, is a PID1. And as per my rule, here what it says, look at this here. Container is running as long as PID1 is running. That means if I kill the Bintini, PID1 will get killed, and PID1 will get killed, container will get killed. Are you seeing this relationship now?
Yes.
So can I kill this? Right now, remember, I am on a Bintini and Control C. Okay, Control C and Docker PS-A. See that container B3 BC got exited. It got exited. So ultimately, what I'm trying to say here is, using attach command, it get attached to the session of the PID1, and whereas the PID1, I said repetitively, it can be anything, can be any executable. Are you getting, guys?
Yeah, but you are into the theory, right?
What is that?
Rajesh, you are using the attach, right? So, and you are into the particular process, right? The PID1.
Yeah.
So, can I execute the commands like for stopping only? Like, what is the real purpose of attach and what I can do?
The purpose of attach command you can think of like seeing the log file of PID1. Because as of now, the Jenkins was running, but it was not throwing a log. But if you use the Jenkins from the web front, this will throw lots of logs actually. Built in. It's like a live log. But one more thing, if you are having your container is running with the bin bash, you can attach to the container because you are the human being. You can work with the bin bash, and that way you can work with and you can go attach to the bin bash. For example, let's do one thing. Let's change the image itself. Yeah. So I got the board with this image. So what you can do? You can use another image. So Docker run Ubuntu. Guys, Ubuntu is one image. I'm running it. Okay. Now what is the run? I have not explained it to you, but still, just to prove this point, I'm just using this command. I'll explain you one by one. So Docker run Ubuntu. See guys. So that image will be downloaded automatically. Run has an inbuilt property. In fact, create has an inbuilt property. And you see here, Docker container is not there from Ubuntu. Where is that? So if you see here, Docker ps-a, it got exited. Now the question is why it got exited? Ubuntu container, why it got exited? It got exited. See, when you say exited, that means it has created, it has run, then only it get exited. Because I told you in the Jenkins also, created means it never run. Exited means it has run at least once. So exited means it has run. Now the question is why it got created? Because of bin bash could not run. Here in the Ubuntu container, bin bash is the PID one. So bin bash could not run continuously. So bin bash got exited. Bin bash got exited, which was ultimately PID one. So container got exited. So here you see here, Jenkins guys has created a PID1 with a binatini, but whereas the Ubuntu guys has created a PID1 with a bin bash. So who decides who should be the PID1? Developer of image. How can we set that? I'll teach you. But right now, yes, these are the two things. Exec will execute an executable inside a container with IT and bin bash. You can go inside a container, attach. It gets attached to the session of the PID1, whereas the PID1 can be anything. So here, if this container is running, I can attach. So can I run this container? Probably this command you don't know. I need to explain it. But run -itd Ubuntu. Now I'm creating one more container. Okay, from the Ubuntu. See, run itd. This is the way. Now, what is the meaning of this? I will explain you later, not now. But understand that this container will not be exited. See here. This is up. Bin bash is running. How it's running, I'll explain you later. But this is running right now. So this container is running with the PID1, which is a bin bash. It's running. But can I attach to this container? So when I attach, before that I would like to see which is the PID1. So Docker execute container ID ps-eaf, and you see PID1 is bin bash. So when I attach to this container, I will go into the bin bash, and bin bash, I'm the human being, I can work. Are you getting my points here?
Yes.
And one more thing, guys, remember who am I? So I am a bin bash right now, ps-1. So if I do exit means exit is a command to exit the kill the bin bash session. So see here, exit command will kill the bin bash session. Bin bash will get killed, PID1 gets killed, PID1 gets killed, your container will get exit, and this is what I have been telling you here. Understand the relationship. So here exit, container got exit, and then Docker ps-a. This container got exited. Okay, so understand that. Yes, here I was trying to teach you how to get inside the container using exec and attach. You can do that if you have a bin bash, or if you want to read the logs of the PID1. Sometimes what happens, you have a PID1 set with the Nginx or Apache or MySQLD or some processes which you want to read the logs, so you can do attach also. Whereas if the PID1 is set with a bin bash, you can interact and attach also. So it depends on whether you use exec or attach. Both the commands is available for you with a certain behavior.
Yeah, one more question. Like when we exit, right, the container gets stopped, right? But can we exit without stopping that? See, we are reading the log for some debugging purposes. Let's assume like So I'm reading a log for debug purpose in the bin bash.
Yeah.
Somehow I need to, but it doesn't mean when we are reading it should be stopped, right?
Which one? I'm sorry, I couldn't get you.
No, you spoke about attach, right? When we do exist, the PID1 gets stopped. That means the container is stopped.
No. I never said when you attach, yes, get attached. I said when you attach to a container, you get attached to a section of the PID1, and where is the PID1 container? But when you kill the PID1, container gets killed. There's a difference. Are you getting me what I'm trying to say?
You know, you showed after exit, right? You showed the status of it, that container exited as zero, right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. See here, I did exit. So exit killed the bin bash. Bin bash got killed, PID1 got killed, PID1 gets killed, container got exit.
Okay, so if it is in a stop state, right? Currently, it won't accept any request, right? So without exit, is there any way to come out?
This is a nice question. How can I come out if you are on PID1? Remember here, I am on the PID1 right now. But how can I come out of it? So there is one command which I would like to tell you. Let me start the container one tab. Docker ps -a. This is the container I am starting. Okay. Docker start. Container ID. See here, this container I started back, which is from the Ubuntu image. Okay. And this is running right now. Can I go inside this? Docker attach. It's a bin bash. It's a PID1, so I can attach. Now the question is, how can I come out of the container without exiting? Because if I do exit, remember PID1 will get exit because of this behavior, because the bin bash is a PID1. So I don't want to exit. I want to come out of this container safely. So let me write it. How to come out of the container without exiting PID1. That's the question. PID1. And the answer is Control P plus Q. Okay. So here Control P Q. That. And now here your container is still running. See? Got it?
Yeah, sir. Got it.
Yeah. So guys, yes. So this is the two way you can interact with the container, go inside the container and do whatever you want. And this is the way to come out of this container. Now the question is how to access the container from outside. To understand that conceptually first, okay. See guys, Docker PS, there's a two container running. I would like to have the IP address. So Docker inspect and container ID. Okay. This is the container ID. What is the IP address? This is the IP address, okay? And which port it's running? Wait a second. Whether it's a Jenkins or not, I have not looked at it. Okay, let me just check. So Docker PS. This I cannot access because it's not a web application. This is Jenkins. I can access. So Docker inspect and container ID. And container ID. This is the IP address, okay? Can I access this? She's pinging. I'm pinging this IP address, okay? In the same machine. Understand that. It's pingable. Now, can I access curl HTTP curl HTTP this one and 8084, right? 8084. See. Okay. See, this is login page of Jenkins. I curl, but I don't have a browser in that machine, so I cannot browse. So first, let me explain you conceptually, then I will use that. Okay. So see here, guys. See, this is your laptop. Okay. This is your laptop, and this is your home. This is your home. Home has a router here, okay? And this is one laptop inside a home, second laptop, third laptop, fourth laptop, or mobile also. And this is another laptop which you have. Okay, so now this laptop and this is the second home. Can I have a router too? Though we are connected to the same internet, can I, being here, can I access this laptop IP address? Is there any possibility?
Yes, if firewall settings.
No. Firewall is not here. Firewall is for the system. I am saying, can I forget about the firewall? Can I ping this IP address?
If there is no firewall, then we can.
Sir, in what you are saying, from my machines, I can. What you are saying is that so what you are saying, from my machines, I can ping your machine. If you have opened up a firewall, is that possibility is there?
It has to be in same network.
That has to be in the same network. Remember, the scope, there's one keyword we call it, scope of the network. Yes, you cannot ping these machines because the scope of this IP address is only limited to your router, which is in home. Simple concept. I cannot ping your laptop. You cannot ping my laptop. So what to do in this case? So you need a static IP address with a router table concept. I'm not getting into the networking right now, but the simple concept is, this is one laptop or virtual machine or VM, whatever it is. Right now, this is one container, 2 containers, 3 containers. Each container got IP address because of Dockerfiles, which is running inside your host. So I am inside of this VM. Can I access this container? Yes. I am outside of the VM. Can I access this container? No. Is that clear, sir?
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah. So the question is, how can I access? Because you saw that here I don't have a browser and I cannot enjoy the Jenkins-like application, which is a web-based over the cloud. So what do we do in this case? So guys, this is the thing which is done by all the major cloud providers, including AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. What they do, they proxy, port forward and proxy. What they do, they provide one static IP address of node, something similar. So yes, can I ping the IP address of node? Can I ping it? Let me check this. Okay, so I'm getting IP address. Let me ping this IP address because I have allowed all the firewall also, so I can ping it also. This is my IP address. And this is my desktop, guys. This is my laptop. Remember, it's a physical machine. So I'm pinging the virtual machine, which is on AWS. Can I ping this? Yes, I can ping that. So what do we do in this case? What we do in this case, I can ping this IP address. Yes, I cannot reach to this. What I can do, from here, I will reach out to this IP address, and from here, the traffic will be port forwarded, proxies will be created for this, and then internally I can access it. Okay, so here, I will hit here, let me change the color. I will hit the IP address of node, and node will redirect it to the proxy, and then internally to that country. Did you understand that? This is the same method which every major cloud provider uses. They give you 2 IP addresses, one public IP address, one private IP address. Whereas the private IP address is the real IP address, public IP address, static IP address, used on which they route it. They create a route. Did you understand this concept, guys? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The most important question is, how do we do in this case? How can I access apps running from outside? So yes, you have to proxy. How? So let me show you the command. Docker run -d Docker-d, okay, and -d I'll explain you a little later, and -p 8080 port. This is external port, internal port 8080. This will never change. This is internal, okay? Again, I'm repeating, internal port will not change. Why? Because this is decided by app developer of Jenkins. This you can change it. So this is external port of node port. This is the port of the container port. Okay, IP address is hidden and then image called Jenkins. What is the run? I'll explain you a little bit later. And guys, clear the screen. See here, Docker. Look at the difference between other containers. This is also a container. This is also a container. But here, port forwarding is happening to 8080 to 8080 from external to the internal. Here, there is no port forwarding happening. So can I access this 8080? So guys, I am going to access this 8080 through IP address, which is here. Now, 8080. See, I got access to Jenkins. So what I'm doing, I am hitting to the IP address of node. And here, because of the proxy got created using -c command, which I have run it in front of you, and it redirected to me this one. So can I create one more container? But this time you have to change the external port. Internal port, you don't have to change it. 90. See, one more container and 90. And guys, this is your second container also. So the question was, okay, fine, I got created a container, but how can I go inside a container? SJ attack. How to come out of this container without killing it? Control PQ. How can I access the container? Access the container from outside. You have to expose using -p. Did you understand that, guys?
In case like two Jenkins is running, right? So two Jenkins images running. Currently, we are having only one Jenkins image running, right? So how for example, everybody connects to 8080. If two Jenkins running on 8080, the LB will work and the load balancer will work.
It is the question. What is it? Two containers? No, sorry, I missed the two questions. What? Can you repeat this question once again?
See, let's say we are having two containers running, Jenkins container, okay? And so both containers will run on 8080. I mean, both Docker containers will run on 8080.
Internally, anyways, they are running on 8080, right?
Yeah. So
externally, outside different port, because node has a one network, right?
No, currently you have mapped only one container 8080 to two ports, right?
No.
Two containers. Can you put docker.ps whether two containers is running?
Yeah, two containers running. See you.
Okay, so we cannot see the two containers, right? It is going to serve the same purpose, 8080, right? I mean, both are going to serve the same purpose.
All container of Jenkins internally is running on 8080. What I did, I mapped from outside, from the whole machine, from 8080 to the container and 8090 to the 8080. That's the internal port is all changing. The external port always changes. Why? Because the node has a one network.
Okay. Yeah. See, when we have some applications, right? The application can run in multiple ports, right? So from outside, everybody will come in one entry point, and it will be distributed across.
Correct, sir. Yeah. Now this question is. So far you understood, right?
Yeah, this is I understood.
Yeah, this way your load balancer will not work actually. This way load balancer will not work, because for the load balancer to work, you need a different IP address and same port, network load balancer. So for that only we have a Kubernetes. So in the Kubernetes, this problem will be solved.
Sorry, can you come again?
So the question here is, for the network load balancer to work, you need a different IP address and same port. Whereas here it's the same port, different. From outside it's the same IP address and different port. So network load balancer from outside it will not work. See, So for that we have a Kubernetes solution.
Okay.
Okay, but the purpose of the container is to run application cheaper. Cheaper when I say lesser RAM, lesser CPU, lesser storage, and no licensing cost. And that is where you are saving and how much time it takes to you to create a container. 2 seconds. So that is what the benefit of the containers are. Okay, did you understand that now? Okay guys, so now I have a 15 minutes for all of you to give me the lab. Okay, by the way, today we will have a little bit of extended lab, so you guys can continue even after 6:30 because server will be available, lab infrastructure will be available. I have refreshed this day1.txt. Please refresh it and continue with your session, lab session. Just get into that. So you have to do all these things. What I did, how to access container, exec, attach all the commands before I run. I just copy it as it is, and go ahead. Each and every command, just experience it with a lot of observation, and that is how we do it. Go ahead, guys.
If you liked our Docker session so far, please enroll our general membership for $399 plan to get access of all the parts.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan, and grow your skills immensely.
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest.
Thanks for watching.